anyway, no worries on getting sidetracked because I actually started the stream a little late. I was walking up the stairs with my big cup of water and I tripped and I spilled water everywhere and I had to clean it up. So, no hurry on getting in the stream because I started the stream a little late. And I have to clean my glasses because the second I took them off to wipe my eye, they instantly got dirty somehow. It's like a magic trick. How does it happen? I have no idea. I cleaned my desk. I actually cleaned my desk, so it's not a total mess now. Shock. And now my camera is back on the right side of my desk instead of the left because I had to put my mic on the left side of the desk. Hang on, just wiping some cat hair away. I had to put my mic on the left side of my desk because I realized, wow, there are wires hanging absolutely everywhere under my desk, and it's not good. So, camera is on the right side now. Mic is on the left. I got my little stream box in the middle there. That's whatever. I'm losing what I'm saying. I have a light, actually. I have a desk light now. So if I angle this so it's actually like maybe pointing somewhere. I have a desk light. So if I turn this on and I just go boop, I blind myself. It's got different color settings. Yeah, it's got orange, not as orange, and blue. So I can have more lighting. I can have the light on my camera. I can have the light above my desk. I can have a light down here if I really wanted to. We got lights out the wazoo now. And this is blinding me. I need to move this. Oh shoot, I'm like turning the wrong part of it. Oh, I'm moving everything. Oopsies. There. Now that's not blinding me. And now it's just in my peripheral vision haunting me. Hi, welcome. I'm alright. Started the stream a little late today because I tripped on the stairs and I spilled water everywhere and I had to clean it up. And I was just rambling about my new desk setup. So I got the camera back on the right side. I got the mic on the left. I have a desk light now. My desk is clean. It's amazing. Well, clean is a relative word. It's not as messy as it was before. Gonna be doing an art stream today. And I got myself some snacks. And I got myself water, which I spilled. I'm gonna chuck this. I had my DS sitting on my desk. It's just taking up space where I could have my water sitting. Oh my goodness. Here, I'll give y'all a little desk tour in like 1 second here. I just trying to get myself situated. Okay, this can just sit here, I guess. If it wants to sit there. Hello? Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I can give a little desk tour. Because now it's not a mess, so I'm not embarrassed about it. But if I just move my little camera here, and I pray and pray that the camera didn't go out, but oh. It might help if I zoom the camera out. Hang on. This is not really working. But look, there's my, this is for making the noises. This takes in the thing from my mic here. So that takes in the noise from that, and I can organize it and make it all nice. And then I've got my tablet sitting on my desk here, and there's really not much else. Now I have to put my camera back because I moved it. That was my mistake. Is this centered? I don't know. It is not. It's centered enough. I mean, it's as centered as I'm willing to center it. And I zoomed that back in, because that was zoomed out. Maybe if I shift this slightly this way. And it's as good as it's gonna get. But anyway, I got crackers. They're good crackers. I like these crackers. These are toppables, and they're just plain crackers, but they got a little bit of salt on them. They're almost like a cookie. So, what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna get some good music on, and then I'll swap us over to the art, so we can get working on it. Actually, I'll swap us over to the art, and then I'll worry about music, because I think I didn't set the art cam up right. I was right, I did not fix it. Excellent. But yeah, toppables are great. I love these things. There we go. Bingo boingo. Oh, hello, cat. My cat just trundled on in, so now he's marching on his favorite pillow. Also, how is the music compared to my voice? Is the music too loud? Because if so, I can turn it down. I'm trying to make sure that everything's, you know, balanced evenly-ish. I think it's okay. I mean, I can see the levels. My voice is in like the yellow, and the music's down halfway in the green, so the sound balancing should be okay. But what do I know? I didn't go to college for this. I went to college for film. Okay. Well, as long as it seems fine to you, then we should be okay. And I'm also going to put on some different music because I'm not a fan of the lo-fi hip-hop beats to study to, so let's get something else on. Let's see. What do I not hate right now? Oh, I found a new song. Actually, I could share the new song I heard recently. I don't know if it's a new song, but I only just heard it recently, so. This is Been a Long Time by Black Label Society. I heard this like yesterday, and I was like, yep, that's going on the playlist. I get myself situated. Move my keyboard so I can actually reach things. Okay. And now we can get back into it. Am I recording? Yes, I'm recording. I always gotta check, because the amount of times I've forgotten to hit the record button, and then I've gone like an entire stream, and it's like, man. But, so what we've been doing is throwing in shading on Jessie here. Gotta make sure my pen is correct. Is my pen correct? No, it's not. Okay, as much as I love having this desk light on, there is so much glare on my screen right now, so I'm gonna have to, like, fix the angle. Oh, the glare's not on my screen, the glare's on my glasses. I'm just gonna have to turn this off. Well, darkness. That's a shame. So, this is one of my characters, Jessie Corenthal, based off of stuff from Everyman Hybrid, because I love that series. Also, there's a doodle of Habit up in the corner there. He's just been sitting here since I started. But, what I'm thinking with her is, right now I'm literally just doing the shading. I'm gonna set it to multiply and change it to a different color instead of green, but I'm just working on the dark of the shading, and then I'm gonna get it to the lights. I want to put some kind of design on either her sweater, like either her vest or her coat, and I'm thinking eyes would be really cool. But I have yet to get there, and I have been streaming this specific piece for like multiple streams now without finishing it, because I keep getting sidetracked. That is a real problem of mine. I love going on side tangents and adventures, and then I end up not working on what I started working on, which is definitely an issue. I mean, it's not bad, but it's also like, I'm never gonna get this thing done if I keep going on side tangents. I remembered to take my meds today, can you tell? But, so, I'm using this obnoxious green because a lot of the colors on this are shades of red or some kind of red. So, the green contrasts really good. I'm not going to keep it the green. It's literally just so I can see where I'm coloring. Because if I go over the lines, that's not ideal. And I personally do not think we're going to get the shading, at least not the dark shading, done this stream. Because I know my track record. I've never been able to finish something in the time frame I think I'm going to finish it in. I did finish a art commission like yesterday though, so that was pretty good. And if the person I did the commission for ever if they end up joining the stream at all, I'll ask if they want to share it or not, but we'll see. Why do I have this line? I've got it for a reason, I don't remember what it was. So I guess I'm gonna leave it, because I must have a reason for why I saved that line. I'm happy today. This is good. This is good. I've been feeling like crap for a couple days now, so I'm glad that it's... Well, it seems to be easing up. I can't guarantee this, but it does seem to be easing. I'm gonna have a cracker. I like crackers. I like finger food, actually. Like, anything I can just kind of hold on to and snack on while I'm doing something else. Very good. It's a little hard to draw one-handed, just because, I smack the undo key constantly, but I'll work with it. So recently I've remembered that I can use the hand tool while I draw to just not shift the art, but just shift where I'm looking on the canvas. And it's made moving a lot faster, because normally what I would end up doing is I would move on the navigator in that top corner there. But I would usually end up flinging myself or accidentally zooming out or whatever. So I'm glad that I've remembered this tool exists, because good God, it has been a lifesaver. You know what? Now that I turned the light back off, the little desk lamp back off, now this screen looks so much darker, which is weird because, like, it's not. I mean, it's a screen. It's gonna project light, so I don't know why it looks darker, but I know that's like a weird lighting thing. When I was in film school, we were taught while we're editing, to throw a light on behind our computer screen, just so we can really see the color contrast of things, because like I'm saying here, my whole computer screen looks darker than it actually is, and it's literally just because I had this light on. So I'm going to turn it back on. I think I'll turn it down a little, because it's got dimmer settings, so I don't need to have it, like, blinding me. I'm just going to try and deal with the glare as best I can. But feel free to bug me in the chat, because I like talking to you guys. Like, the other day when I was playing Silent Hill, and I think it was my brother, but I think he was in chat, and he was just going on and on and on, and it was great, because it's a little easier to come up with commentary and just stories and stuff to share with you guys when you guys are, like, yapping back. I don't know, I mean, it feels almost like a real conversation, yeah? Just don't get too parasocial with it. Ow. Cramp. You know, I gotta, like, find painkillers that actually function so badly. Oh, man. You know what I could do? I could grab my little blue notebook full of ideas and just, share something from it. Share a story while we work on this. I think I'll do that. Once I finish this line, I'm just gonna lean over and grab that notebook, because then I've got a story I can tell, and it'll be great. Because unfortunately, I like entertaining people. What am I doing with this? Sometimes I try to draw a line on this, and then it just doesn't work out repeatedly, and it's like, oh man, come on. Come on. Oh, come on. I was having this problem yesterday, like, both while I was working on a commission and while I was just doing some of my own art for fun. Like, I just could not seem to draw lines properly. I don't know what happened. I can share the art I was working on yesterday that wasn't a commission, though, because that's just my own stuff, so I can share that without having to ask permission. Let me see. Art, folder, random art. Yeah, I was working on this yesterday, and, like, I just could not get the lines to play nice. Like, I don't know what it was, but just, I was redrawing pretty well every single line, and it's like, come on, come on, come on. I seem to have gotten it figured out, but sometimes that happens, where it's just no matter how many times you redraw a line on a piece of art, it just will not look right. And you're sitting there like, maybe I'm not a good artist. Maybe I don't know how to draw. I have had that experience so many times in my life where, like, I feel confident in the art I'm doing. I feel like, yeah, I finally know how to art. I'm a good artist. I can do art. And then I'll reach a point where it's like, have I ever drawn in my life? Do these hands know what art is? Because whatever I just put on the paper is dog shit. And that's okay. I mean, like, nothing is a static skill. You'll have ups and downs, and it's not that, with art specifically, it's never that you're getting worse. It's just that, here, let me grab that notebook, and I'll finish my thought. But, oh yeah, just gotta, I didn't step on you, okay? I know you're meowing like I stepped on you, but I didn't. You, sir, just like to yap. My cat, he meows if I move. He's funny. Alright, got the notebook. But anyway, as I was saying, with art, you're only ever gonna improve. Unless you're, like, actively trying to be worse. But even then, you're not being worse. You're just improving at a different art style, in my opinion. But anyway, with art, I've noticed that there's a bit of a pattern where, and I'm gonna open a new canvas just to draw this little pattern on it for you, but we're gonna do a little graph, okay? So this will be skill level, and then this will be perception of skill. So perception of skill, that did not, I'm just gonna call it perception. So anyway, when you're first starting out, your perception of your skill versus your actual skill level won't be that high. But then you'll start getting good, and it'll be great because you're actually getting good. And then you'll realize you're getting good. So, like, you start noticing, holy crap, I'm getting good. And then you'll still be getting good, but you'll start to feel like you're getting worse. And it's just because you're more aware of how you're drawing. So you'll perceive more of your art, but it'll seem like your skill is dropping, but it isn't. Like, not at all. You're continuously improving. It's just, once you become as aware of your skill, like, if you're a somewhat decent artist, once you become aware that you're a somewhat decent artist, it'll feel like you're worse at art than you actually are. And that's just because your brain has caught up with your skill level. So you'll still be improving, but you're going to be thinking you're getting worse. It's weird. It's the weirdest thing. Oh yeah, this chart applies to every skill. I'm just using art as an example, but, like, the better you are at something, there will be points where you feel like you're worse, even when you're not. It's wild. Like, the human brain is so freaking weird. Like, I've actually been having a bit of that slump recently with my art, because, like, I know I'm not a bad artist. I won't say I'm a good one, because there's always room for me to improve. But I know I'm not a bad artist. But every now and then, recently, I've been drawing, and it's like, I could do better. Why am I not doing better? What is this garbage? I swear I did better than this the other day. And it's rough. It can be, like, very discouraging even, too, but you gotta stick with it. You gotta go, you know what? I'm not getting worse, I'm just insane. Which, it's hard to manage that. It's really hard to manage that. But once you can consistently tell yourself, hey, I'm not bad, I'm just aware, then it gets a little easier to get over that hump every time. But, like, this never goes away. No matter how good you get at something, it never really goes away. At least in my experience. I mean, I'm pretty sure that every artist in the world has had that I think I actually suck moment, and they don't. I mean, like, I guarantee you, Da Vinci was probably having that I think I suck moment a lot, but did he stop? No, he painted more crap. And then you've got, like, Van Gogh, who was living in a very, I think I suck for a lot of his life, but that was just because the people around him hadn't caught up to how good his art actually was. And his art's amazing. Like, I would not look at Van Gogh and tell him, yeah, your art sucks. Because it doesn't! It doesn't! His painting skill is miles above anything I could paint. Because I don't really ever paint. I mean, I like to think I'd be able to, but I don't really ever paint on canvas, so... Like, he might be sitting there thinking he can't paint, or that he's having the worst day of his life with art. And then I'm sitting here like, dude, what are you even talking about? I can't paint starry art. Are you kidding me? That's incredible. So, like, you just gotta try and keep it in perspective that, like, no matter how bad your art may or may not be, no matter how bad you may or may not perceive your art, you're not generating it with AI, so, like, you already win. As long as you don't give in to the AI, you're winning. I mean, I can see places where AI could genuinely be useful. Like, they had AI identifying spots where people would develop cancer years and years before they'd ever get cancer. And I think that's incredible. I think that's a fantastic use for AI. But that's just it. That's not outmoding people from art. That's not outmoding people from leisure activities. When you have AI art generators, then it's just like, well, what's the point in even creating? Might as well just work till you die. And that's not cool. And I don't think anyone should live like that. I think everyone should be able to just create and not have to worry about feeding themselves because they're creating. You shouldn't have to make a choice between being able to create or being able to eat. But that would go into universal basic income, and then that gets called communism. So, I don't know. I feel like there's a difference between everyone having enough money so that they can live and not panic about living versus communism. I feel like one of those is more along the lines of socialism, but what do I know? All I know is that people were meant to live in groups, and we're not doing that, and we're having problems because of it. It's a good cracker. But yeah, I think we kind of lost something when everyone was told that you have to leave the house at a certain age. You have to go out and live on your own once you hit a certain age, because... No. Like, we're meant to live in groups. We're meant to live in groups. The only people who benefit from everyone living separately and having to figure everything out on their own are companies, because then they've got like 4 times the amount of people buying their stuff. So, I don't know. I think it's garbage. I think everyone should be able to have like a roommate or whatever. And not just because you need a roommate or you can't pay the bills. Like, just having a roommate to have a roommate. But hey, weird world. Very weird world we're living in. Like, this could be a perfect planet. Like, we've got everything we could possibly need. We've got the resources. We've got, like, we've got the resources, and we're living in the Goldilocks zone. Like, you can't make a more perfect planet than this. And then we don't use it. Like, well, we do use it, but we don't, like, make it just a utopia. Which, that's because of capitalism. Like, I feel there has to be a better way to do things than what we're currently doing, because the way we're currently doing things sucks. Problem is when you try to do something new, there's a lot of pushback, or there's the, yeah, but it's gonna cost so much. Well, oh, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Oopsies! Oh no, I hate when I draw on the wrong layer. Anyway, as I was saying, problem with trying to do something new is usually that people will go and push back against it because it's new. Or it'll be the, yeah, but this is going to cost this much, which is defeating the point we're trying to make. We're trying to, like, get away from having to go, we can't do this because it costs this much. Because it's ridiculous. Like, if we were bartering or whatever with actual physical items, okay, something would cost like this much, like 5 cows for this much milk, sure. But the problem is that we're not doing that. We have imaginary money. It's digital imaginary money now. It used to be paper imaginary, but now it's just digital imaginary, which is even worse in my opinion. Like, it's ridiculous. Somebody halfway across the world could empty your bank account and you've never met them once in your life because now it's digital. Whereas if somebody wanted to rob you, they had to look you in the eye and rob you. when it was paper money. But even then, paper money, it's just paper. Like, if you really got good at it, you could print your own. Which I know they've got all kinds of checks and balances and whatnot against that, but still. Like, if you really boil it down, we're passing paper back and forth. Like, it cannot be worth that much. I don't know. This is a goofy world we're living in, for goofy reasons. Like, there's so many ways we could just make everything better, and we're just not, because it'd be expensive. I don't know how I got on this topic. I grabbed the notebook so I could talk about, like, some of the stories I've come up with and just never done anything with, and somehow I got to money being the root of evil. What? This is the problem I have with these streams, because I'll start on one topic. Like, this is an art stream. We're supposed to be talking art stuff, I guess, or whatever. And then somehow I'm way over here now. Oh well. This is what you signed up for when you followed. So let's see here. I'm gonna put some music on, and we're gonna look in here and see if there's anything worth yapping about. Let's see. Ooh, okay, here's a good one. So, back in high school, me and one of my friends, we were joking back and forth, and we developed this place called Cheesy Chuck's. And it was just a straight rip-off of Chuck E. Cheese's. Like, that was the entire intention. Like, this is Chuck E. Cheese's, but with, like, not even a quarter of the budget. Like, it's the Five Nights at Freddy's of Chuck E. Cheese's. So, we were joking back and forth, and we came up with a bunch of mascots. So we had Cheesy Chuck, which was just a gigantic rat. Like, not like Chuck E. Cheese, the rat, but like an actual rat. And he was giant. So he was the main mascot. And then we had Funtime Frank. Funtime Frank was not technically an actual mascot. He was just the janitor, but because the Cheesy Chuck's is just so filthy, he gave up and he's pretending to be a mascot so he doesn't have to do his job of trying to clean the place. Except for there is one tile in the entire restaurant that is inexplicably clean. Like, it's like glimmering, it's glistening, it's like, it should not be clean, and yet. And then there was the pig. The pig was like 20 feet tall, 20 feet wide, and had like a meat cleaver. Like a giant meat cleaver. And I think we were like riffing on Miss Piggy, but I don't remember. But the pig was a creature. And we never decided if the pig was just a mascot costume or an actual entity, because we did have it said that Funtime Frank also wore the pig costume sometimes, but there was that. And then we had the cockroach clan. They lived in the fridge. It was just a bunch of little cockroaches in funny hats. And this was not a KKK joke. Like they were just called the cockroach clan. But they lived in the fridge. They had little hats and they would sing songs. We had Mozzarella Mouse. That was a riff on Mitzi Mozzarella. It was basically the same thing as Cheesy Chuck, like it was literally just a giant mouse. And then there was Pole Rat. I don't really remember much about Pole Rat other than it was named Pole Rat. And I know there was more, but those are the mascots I remember. And then the whole joke was that this entire Cheesy Chuck's building was underneath one of our mutual friends' houses. Like not under his house, but like under the basement of his house. Like a sub-basement, so it was terrible. It was very backrooms coded. But anyway, so this whole little story idea that I had, and it's very like primordial soup of an idea, but it would have involved the Cheesy Chucks, and it wouldn't have been underneath my friend's basement still, but what it would have been was just a whole mall of like mildly cursed stores like that. And I'm not talking back rooms. Like this, we came up with this before the back rooms got big, and it was never intended to be like an anomalous area like that. It was literally just like, this is a strip mall full of really like mildly cursed stores that are not recommended you go in unless you're like willing to get a tetanus shot afterward. So I had the Cheesy Chucks, and then there was Starlight Pizza, which that place, the thing that made it weird wasn't that there was like any weird mascots or whatever. It was a pizza place, and it was like more like Chuck E. Cheese, like an actual Chuck E. Cheese as opposed to Cheesy Chucks. It would have been a competing store, I think, but it had the pizza place, and the thing that made that pizza place anomalous was that every Halloween, a rift between basically Earth and Hell would open up in that pizza place. And I had a character, her name was Val. I don't remember what her last name was, but I know it was a pun, because I like puns, unfortunately. But her whole deal... Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're liking it so far. But Val's whole deal is, like, she's working minimum wage at this pizza place. She does not give a crap what happens to it. She's just working there for the summer with a couple of her friends. So there was Val, I think one of them was named Francis, and then I don't remember the other two's names off the top of my head. Rebecca. One of them was Rebecca, but it was spelled wrong, and that was intentional. That was supposed to be riffing on like how people were naming their kid Ashley with like L-I-G-H, silent Q, silent X. Like it was a riff on that. Okay, I didn't spill water on my tablet. It hit my hand. Thank goodness. I'm just spilling a lot of water today. Good God. Oh, it's soaked into my glove. Aw, man. Well, now I have to sit here with uncomfortably wet glove. Oh, and some did drip on my tablet. I didn't even win. Dang it. There we go. So, yeah, one of her friends was named Rebecca, and it was spelled wrong, and that was an intentional joke. And then there was 4 of them, because 2 would work day shift, 2 would work night shift. But they weren't immediately aware that this pizza place was also a gate to hell. But it's things start happening as Halloween is getting closer, and Val, she hears, because she ends up swapping with, I think it was with Rebecca. Oh. Okay, so it would have been Val, Rebecca, Francis, and Anya. That's what their names were. Hey, welcome. We're talking some of my stories from that notebook I finally found. So it would have been Rebecca, it would have been Anya, it would have been Val, and I think Francis. I'm not so certain on that last one, but yeah. So 2 on the day shift, 2 on the night shift, and basically what would have happened is the gates to Halloween hell are opening, and like, why do I feel like I've told this story before? Yeah, I feel like I've told this story before on stream. So, Valerie, she ends up going into the gates of Halloween Hell to try and stop Hell from leaking out, like to close the gate. And there was a jack-o'-lantern guy. I know he wasn't like explicitly named Jack-o'-lantern, but he was Jack-o'-lantern. But yeah, so there was that store in the mall. There was the Cheesy Chucks. There was like a really bad IKEA. Like, I know it wasn't IKEA specifically, but it was like an IKEA type store, and I remember that like if you said any of the furniture names, it would just summon a demon, because everything, it was just a demon name. Oh shoot, I'm trying to remember the other stores in this mall, because like I had a bunch of them. I think there was a Foot Locker, like just a regular Foot Locker. Because you know, every mall just has a Foot Locker for some reason. Even if it's like the worst Foot Locker you've ever seen, they've always got one. Yeah. I'm just yapping about an idea I had for a mall with just like a bunch of mildly cursed stores. So it included Cheesy Chucks, it included this store that has the gate to hell open up on Halloween. There was a Foot Locker. And then there was the bad IKEA. I think there was a Circuit City in the store. And there was a reason I put the Circuit City there, but I don't remember what it was. And I don't know if anyone here is going to know what a Circuit City is, because they're not in business anymore, but I know I had it there for a reason. I just cannot remember it for the life of me. Oh my god, my nose is like itchy. Does anyone in the chat know what a Circuit City is? Because this is something we could, like, I could go on a tangent with. Because we love going on tangents. Oh, you live there? Oh, jeez. I mean, I don't know if I'd live there. Because the second the pig escapes from Cheesy Chucks, I'm doomed. I'm dead. Circuit City. Okay, so just give me, like, 1 second to finish, like, covering this little spot. Okay, so, Circuit City. Circuit City. When did this go out of business? Because I feel like it's important to acknowledge when this store went out of business. Okay, so I believe it went out of business in 84? Maybe? Hang on. When did this go out of... Okay, I gotta look this up. When did it go out of business? 2009? Really? Okay, wow. I was not expecting that. Okay, so Circuit City went out of business in 2009, but, actually, I had a Minecraft world ages ago where I was building like, a bunch of, out-of-business businesses, and Circuit City was one of them, but, I'm just gonna paste an image here for you guys. So this is what a Circuit City was. It was basically like Red Best Buy, if you know what Best Buy was. But I just think they're neat. I just think they got a little more riz than a Best Buy. Like, I don't know. It's got the sauce. It's got the juice. Like, this is just a little more better than Best Buy. Yeah. Abandoned mall with no monsters and you live there. Oh yeah, I don't blame you for not seeing this store. Like I said, apparently it went out of business in 2009. And like, in 2009, I think I was 7 years old, so I would have never been in one of these. I think I was 7. Hang on. I have an August birthday, so it always screws me up, because normally I just do the current year -2, and that's my age. But it gets a little wonky, because I have an August birthday, so I can never, like, I always get a little screwed up. But, yeah, so I think I would have been 7 when they went out of business, which means when they were still in business, I would have been way too young to go there. I would have been way too young to even be brought there, I think. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, I just think they're neat. So like I said, I remember that this mall I was making up, it had a Circuit City, and it was important because this mall was not in the 80s, so there was no real reason that a Circuit City should have been there. So like I think I had some like time weirdness going on where like the time in the mall wasn't moving forward with time outside of the mall. It was weird. But I love concepts like that where a building or something gets frozen in time, whereas everything around it is still continuing on like normal. Is this... Ooh, I screwed that up. Also, we are now listening to Oingo Boingo. I am sorry in advance. I just enjoy their groovy goth clown tunes. Oh my god. Best Buy we have here is nice, but it looks like it has... This looks like it has style. Yeah! Like, all of the stores, all the old stores that had style went out of business, because, like, we all know Blockbuster, and Blockbuster's gone, and I will forever be mad about that. But did y'all ever hear of Hollywood Video? So, when did this go out of business? When did it go out of business? 2010! Wow, that lasted longer than I thought. But yeah, so Hollywood Video, it's no Blockbuster, but they had some sauce. They had some like Riz. Hang on, let me just throw this into a thing here. Like, look at this. It's not a Blockbuster, but I'd go there. And then there's a store that I know is still open that I plan to go to the first chance I get. And it's called Movie Madness. I don't know. I'm just looking for a good picture of it, but Movie Madness is the coolest movie store I've ever seen. It's way bigger than a Hollywood Video. It's way bigger than a Blockbuster. You can buy props off of actual movies in this store. Like, I want to go to a Movie Madness so desperately. Like, they got Gremlins. Here, hang on, let me just like throw this into it. They got Gremlins! Like, what's not to love? You probably have seen James talk about it. But yeah, because I think he went to one. But I want to go to this store so badly. I would like to live in this store. There is a store in a mall that I've been to, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. But it was like a very, very tiny Blockbuster. And it was cool. Like, I think it was maybe twice the length of my room. It was very small. But the movies it had in there were so random. Like, hang on, I actually have some movies that I bought from that store sitting here. So let me grab them. You're gonna get a kick out of this. I just gotta put my tablet down so I can get up. Okay. You're gonna get a kick out of this. Alright, where are my movies? Movies. Here we go. That underneath my desk. What are you doing there? Hello, good sir. I would prefer if you did not chew anything down there. Okay. Alright. I grabbed the movies that I still have out because most of my movies are packed right now, unfortunately. I just dropped my pen. Hang on. Come here. Oh, come on. Yeah. Dropping everything today. I'm dropping my water. I'm dropping my pen. What's next? Alright. So, I'm gonna turn on Big Cam for this because y'all are gonna... You might get a kick out of this if you like movies. But This is just something I enjoy. Alright, so here are the movies I still have out, and if there are ones that I got from this movie store, I'll say. So I got both Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movies, the old one and the new one. I've got both Gremlins movies. I've got Mortal Kombat. I got Night of the Living Dead. I got this at that movie store. This one I think is... Yeah, this one's colorized, because we love a colorized movie here. I don't mind the original black and white, but it's always nice to have color. Let's see, let's just throw on some background music while I yap. Alright, what's next? I've got Rest Stop. I got this at that movie store. And this is a shit movie. I've got Friday the 13th, the uncut version. I've got They Live. I've got 5 Final Destination movies. This one I got from Walmart. These 3 I got from the movie store. Final Destination was from Walmart. Smokey and the Bandit. All 7 Smokey and the Bandit movies. I got that from Walmart. Ready Player One. I think I got this on Christmas. All 2 Joyride movies because I don't acknowledge the 3rd. I got this at that movie store. House of Wax. I stole this off my dad. Grindhouse. But this is not Tarantino's Grindhouse. This is actual Grindhouse movies. Got this at that little movie store, but this includes things like Ilsa, She Woke with the SS. This has Bury Me an Angel, Big Dollhouse, House of Whipcord, Eyeball. Like, it's got a bunch. And then, of course, because you know I had to have it, I have Death Proof. And I got this at that movie store. So yeah, these are the movies that I have out. You may notice a trend in the movies I like, in that they're all hot garbage, but oh well, I don't care. I'm allowed to like hot garbage movies. So I'm gonna put these back now, because otherwise it's just gonna be like a mess in my room. You know, the box that I got these out of, that I have sitting here, there's some pretty cool stuff in this box. I've actually got a tape recorder, some camcorders. I got some pretty interesting stuff. I'm gonna put this back. Hey, don't chew the cat hole. That's not for you to chew, mister. That's for you to scratch. Oh yeah. My cat's an idiot. He's chewing the scratching post instead of clawing it. I don't know what's wrong with him. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. I'm watching you. That's right. You limp over. Hi, sir. I don't know why he's limping. My dad thinks it might be cat arthritis. Could be. I have more movies, but they're all packed, unfortunately, because I have a crap ton more CDs, DVDs, whatever. And then I've also got a bunch of tapes. And I like tapes, okay? I've watched Ghostbusters on Netflix, and I've watched Ghostbusters on tape, and I can confidently say the tape version visually looks better. The Netflix version, everything is too in focus, everything's too clear. Like, it's actually almost nauseating. Because I don't know if you guys have ever watched a movie that was put on Blu-ray that wasn't originally Blu-ray, but whenever that happens, it just puts everything in the frame in focus, which that's not right. Like the background of things are supposed to be a little blurry because that's how your eyes work. Like when you're looking at something, the things in your peripheral and like the things you're not looking at get a little blurry. So when movies, especially Blu-ray's egregious for this, but when movies put everything in focus, and then the camera motions are smoothed out so you don't have any jitter, but when it's just 100% in focus and then a little too smooth, it actually almost gets like difficult to watch movies. So when I saw Ghostbusters on Netflix versus Ghostbusters on tape, the Ghostbusters on Netflix doesn't look good, okay? It's perfectly clear. Everything's in focus. The camera is super smooth, but that's not how the original movie was. And I don't like it. For me, movies need to have a little bit of grain. Because, I'm not gonna say that this is how people's eyes work, because no, not everyone sees grain. But for me, I have visual snow, so everything has a little bit of grain. So I just kind of, I don't know, I have a little bit of a fondness for movies that have grain over them. And I think every single movie can be improved if you put just a little bit of grain on them. Not a whole lot, like not enough to really like change the visuals or anything, but just a little bit. I feel like that adds a little je ne sais quoi. Like, it's very good, very nice. And I hate that I just spoke French on stream. Feel free to clown on me for it. I will clown on myself for it. But yeah, every single movie on planet Earth can be improved with a little bit of grain and a little bit of defocusing, because everything's filmed in focus and it looks bad. I re-edited Death Proof. I have a copy of Death Proof sitting on my computer where I fixed the pacing problems. I almost completely removed Tarantino, which that was unintentional but very funny. And then I think I took out all the foot stuff and almost every single use of the N-word. So I really feel like it's a superior version. But don't take my word for it. Someday I'm gonna get around to hosting a movie night in the Discord, the Twitch Discord. Someday I'll get around to hosting a movie night and I'll just play that. And y'all can judge for yourselves if it's better or worse than the original. I pulled the most complete version of Death Proof I could possibly find. So like, I think I chopped out like 20-30 minutes worth of movie and it doesn't change the plot at all. Like, it just gets the plot moving a little quicker. And like, my dad hates Death Proof, but he agreed that I had it paced a little better. So that's one. And the cat is sitting behind my chair. I just heard him like grunt, and I wasn't sure if he was under my desk or not, but he's just laying on the floor behind my chair. I have his little cat bed right next to me, but he just wants to lay on the floor today, I guess. Good cracker. Yep, I got a bag of crackers. These are the plain toppables, because I like toppables. I got my water. I should get like I should invest in like one of those really long curly straws so I could just lean over and drink it without having to pick it up every time. Okay, why is my phone going off? I am busy! Oh, shit. Oh. Sorry, I saw a message in one of the servers I'm in, and I thought I was gonna have to go moderate something real quick, but no, it's just somebody goofing. Somebody goofing and tricked me by goofing. I got bamboozled. This happens too often. Yeah, there's a different server I run that is not Twitch, and every now and then people say crap, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, do I have to moderate something here? Do I have to do a job here? No, not this time. Okay. I kind of want to talk more movie stuff now that, like, now I got movies on my mind. What's your guys' favorite movies that are, like, considered good movies? Because I know in the past I asked, what's your favorite movie that's just a bad movie? What's your favorite movie that would, by most people, be considered a good movie? If you had to narrow it down. You know what? I'm gonna change it. What are your top 3 movies that are considered good by most people? Just so you don't have to try and pick a favorite, because I know that's hard. I have a hard time picking favorites too. I think for myself, if I had to pick 3 movies that are good movies, that are actually good movies, I would have to go with the first Back to the Future movie. I would pick, honestly, I could go with any of the Ghostbusters, but because I've watched it most recently, I'll go with Frozen Empire, because Frozen Empire was phenomenal. And then for my third pick for a really good movie that's considered good by most people, oh shoot. This is a hard one. Like, even giving myself 3 movies, I'm still having a hard time picking. I think I'll go with The Thing, the 80s version of The Thing, John Carpenter. Because I watched the 50s version and I like the 50s version, but I can acknowledge that the 80s version is definitely a lot better than the 50s. Just for sheer virtue of it was made more recently, so they were able to do more with special effects and whatnot. Which, that's not to say that the special effects in the 50s version of The Thing were bad. They weren't. I'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that's the first movie that used a man on fire stunt successfully. So it's not that the original Thing movie was bad by any means. It's just that it was done in the 50s versus one that was done in the 80s. There's definitely going to be a jump in what you can do with special effects. I'm just Googling it. Yes, okay, so this was the Thing from Another World, the stunt where the Thing is on fire. This apparently was the first time that it was a full man on fire stunt. So that's pretty incredible. And like I said, that's I'm talking about the 50s version of The Thing, which if you look it up, it's The Thing from Another World. That's the full title. But like, I'm just gonna grab a still from it. For being a movie from the 50s, to have a stunt where a man is fully on fire and not kill the guy, that's pretty incredible. Like, I would say Halloween counts as a decent movie. I mean, like, it's not that this was something that was forgotten for 50 years and then people found it and they're like, whoa, this was secretly good. Like, Halloween was a good movie to start with, so you can count that one. But yeah, so it's just like when you look at the things, when you look at The Thing from the original movie and compare it to The Thing from the 80s version of the movie, bit of a difference. Like, I don't know if I can even grab any shots from this movie and show them on Twitch, because, like, they're intense. They're pretty intense. And, like, I mean that in a really, really good way. Empire Strikes Back, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really solid pick. I can stand that one. I can stand that one. Shoot. I've always been torn between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, and honestly, even The Phantom Menace, because, like, they're all really good. I don't think I could pick between any of those, to be honest. I know that, like, there are some Star Wars movies that are not as good, and I think we all know which ones those are. But, yeah, Empire Strikes Back, that's a really good movie. For anyone who hasn't seen Star Wars, at least not the old ones, go watch them. And you have to watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then the rest, because, well, they were released weird. Technically, the story is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but Yoda was in charge of the release dates, so the actual order is 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. The new ones were bad. No, you're right. They were not good. Like, they had all the pieces laid out in front of them, and they just didn't use them. Like, the thing I'm the most mad about is that Rey wasn't a clone. Because that scene where she's in the cave and she snaps her fingers and there's, like, endless copies of her, I thought that was leading up to her being a clone that could use the Force. And I was like, yes, that is such a cool idea. Can we please do that? And then she wasn't. And it's like, come on. Like, come on. That was a brilliant idea. It was sitting right there, and you didn't use it. Like, come on. And she didn't have to take the Skywalker name at the end of at the end of it all. Like, that was just stupid. I know she was, like, doing it to, like, carry on the legacy or whatever, but, like, she did not earn it. She didn't earn it. Like, if anything, Kylo Ren kind of earned it more, but I have my own gripes with Kylo Ren, so I don't know. Real mixed bag with the new ones. They were entertaining. I will agree, those movies, they were decently entertaining. You go to a theater, you see them, you have fun. But that doesn't mean they were good. There's a difference between entertaining and good. And I feel like a lot of people forget that and conflate the two. Where something has to be good to be entertaining, which that's not true. Like, look at any Grindhouse movie. They're fun and they're bad. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, Kylo Ren, I didn't mind him. I thought he was decently fun. He had character development. He had character growth. And I feel like he changed more as a character across the movies he was in than Rey ever did. Like, Rey was just kind of the same milquetoast character every time we saw her on screen. And, like, I know what they were trying to do with her. And I hate that I can see what they were trying to do with her, because, like, so much lost potential. Because in the if we're gonna go Skywalker family line, Anakin was powerful as hell, and then but he had like years of training, and he was denied the rank of master, but he got to be on the council. And then you've got Luke, very powerful. He didn't have years of training. He had 3 days, but there are jumps between the movies in which, yes, he learned more stuff. He just wasn't learning with Yoda. And then you got Rey, who knows everything, like, the day she has to do things. Like, I know they were trying to follow the whole, the Skywalkers don't need a crap ton of training, they're just very powerful, and that makes up for it. But, like, they didn't do it very well with her, unfortunately. And it sucks, because I feel like they could have done something. Like, all the pieces were there for it to be good, and they didn't use them. And then, like, Kylo Ren, he had a connection to the Skywalker family through Leia, with Han and Leia. So he had a connection, so it made sense for him to be that powerful. Rey didn't. Rey was just some bozo. Rey was just some rando on Dirt World. Like, there was no reason for her to be that powerful. Whereas Kylo Ren, he wasn't like Kylo Ren Skywalker, but he came from Leia. And Leia was really powerful in the Force too. I know it wasn't shown as much as Luke, but like she was powerful too. So it makes sense that Kylo Ren would get that passed down to him in the family line. Like, sure, totally, go for it. But then he was a Knight of Ren as well, so he had some formal training in combat and whatever, so that's fine, that's cool. Rey had none of that. She was on Dirt World. There was no reason for her to be that powerful. Yeah, exactly. They wanted to make money. And another thing, like, another plot point that I thought was going to be something big, that I thought was going to be something cool that they just never did anything with, that she's able to talk with BB-8. Because, like, I know that they had characters talking with R2-D2, but it didn't feel like they were, like, talking to him. It felt like he's a droid, he can understand, but they're not, like, having a back and forth conversation as much. Whereas with Rey, it felt like she was talking to them, like they were having an actual conversation, which I thought that was cool. I thought they were going to do something with that. And then they didn't. Okay, yeah, very, very good. Mandalorian, definitely. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet because I have so many things I'm catching up on with shows and whatnot, and I've also been playing a lot of Fields of Mistra. I'm guilty of that. But I know that The Mandalorian was good because I've seen an episode or two. Very delicious, very top tier. Yum yum, some more please. Alright. I will find a place to watch it and I will check it out because I'm taking your word for it. But yeah, like, with Rey talking to the droids, and then the plot point where I thought she was going to be a clone, like, those are two very interesting things. And if she was a clone, you could connect her back to the Skywalker family. It would have been so easy. Like, oh no, somebody got some Skywalker DNA, so they started cloning Skywalkers, which that alone could have been a really wild story, to have a bunch of Skywalker clones running around with how powerful they are. Like, that alone would have been really wild, really interesting. Easy way to make 1 billion sequels and $1 billion. And they didn't do it. It was right there. And they didn't do it. Like, so many missed opportunities. And then Finn and Poe. I have opinions on Finn and Poe. Like, Poe, I feel like they were just trying to rehash Han. Like, Poe just felt like a watered down Han. Finn should have been the main character. That's exactly what I was getting to. And it felt like he was going to be the main character, and then they pushed him out of his own story, and they pushed him out of Rey's story, and they kind of just pushed him out of the whole movie. They made him not even a side character. Like, if they had completely erased him out of the movie, not much would have changed, which is unfortunate. And it sucks, because, like, Poe would have been cool. Like, wasted opportunities here. And you know what? I think what sums up the entire new trilogy is when Poe just went, somehow Palpatine returned. Like, the way he delivered that line, it was like even he knew this is just crap. This is just, like, why is that the plot point? There was no reason for Palpatine to come back, and then for Rey to be a Palpatine, why? When? How could that have even happened? Like, I don't get it. And then she wasn't even a clone of Palpatine. Like, I can't believe this crap, man. Like, Finn really got shafted. I really wanted him to have more of a presence. I wanted him to do more. Finn should have had more on-screen time than Poe. I'm just gonna say it. He should have been there more. But hey, can't have a black guy as the protagonist in a Star Wars movie, apparently. Well, I don't know. that felt like an inflammatory statement. I take that back, but I still feel like Disney really wasted the characters they had, and the ones that they didn't really waste, they still wasted. You know? And yeah, exactly. That makes sense. And like, I know that they had to kill off the old cast because, well, a lot of them were dying. Like, so you can't really make a movie if they're dead. So I know that they had to get rid of the old, like a lot of the old cast. But the way that they did some of them, I have opinions. I don't like how they killed Han off. I'm sorry. The way they killed off Leia was almost good. Almost. Like, they were this close. And then the way they killed off Luke, sure, I guess. Like, I don't know, it felt like a waste, really. It really just felt like a waste. Yeah, like that. We should have had them all back at least once. Like, at least one scene, we could have had them all. And then they didn't. This is why, like, I'm really happy with how Dial of Destiny went with Indiana Jones, because Harrison Ford, he's one of the rare actors that has two absolutely massive characters, which were Han and Indy. So I'm glad that they ended Dial of Destiny the way they did, because I can't imagine anyone else being in an Indiana Jones movie other than Harrison Ford. There is no other Indy. So I'm glad that they ended it the way they did. Because if somebody tried to, like, spin off or make even more sequels of Indiana Jones, like, it would just feel like a cash grab no matter how decent the movie is. Because the movie would never be good. It doesn't matter what they did, save for reanimating Harrison Ford's corpse. He's not dead yet, but that's the only way that they'd be able to do this. Like, and the fact that they DH'd him in the movie, and instead of getting anyone else to play him, like, that's something. That's actually pretty cool. But yeah, like, no one else could play Indy. And the problem is that Disney, Hollywood, Disney, they seem to think that they can just replace actors with new versions of the same character. It's a different actor, it's a different character, but it's the same character, just a new version. Which, no, it doesn't work. Like Poe. Poe is not Han. Poe is Poe, and Poe is not good because he's trying to be Han. Like, if they just made him Poe and he's doing his own thing, sure. But they tried to make another Han and they just watered him down. It just wasn't good. You know what? I know why they cried woke. Because in Dial of Destiny, Indy is fighting the Nazis again. That's what makes it woke. And I'm not gonna get in any further depth with this because I don't know how Twitch is. But all I'm gonna say is, if Indy fighting a Nazi is offensive to you, get your priorities checked. Like, if that offends you, check your priorities. Because that should not be the thing affecting you. But I mean, like, even with Dial of Destiny, they brought back all the old characters, and they did, like, they all had fair screen time, they all had fair importance to the plot, and it was a really good return to form for the series, even though, like, the series never left form. But it was a really good movie, and the way it was ended was good, in that there is no sequel. There is no, but this character will now take the mantle. No, it's done. And it's good. It was a good ending. And it's shocking because Disney's really bad at ending things. Here, hang on. I don't know why this is... I don't know why that blocked that, but whatever. Oh yeah, Marion? You know, the woman who was in, like, a bunch of the other Indiana... Oh, wait, no, not Marion. I know what you're talking about. Sorry. I don't know why my brain defaulted to Marion. Yes, the other girl, whose name I'm not remembering at the moment. But I liked her. And I liked that they didn't imply that she would be taking on the helm of being Indy afterwards. And you know what? Like, again, there was really nothing wrong with her character. She didn't overrule Indy. She didn't replace him in the movie. It was just, he's old. He can't physically do the same amounts of things. He can do a hell of a lot. But, like, she just kind of balanced him out. Which there was nothing wrong with that. Like, honestly, and it's not the first time that there's been a female character with Indy throughout the entire movie. It's just that this was the first time there was a female character with Indy who wasn't screaming and getting kidnapped as her only thing in the movie. Which, it's ridiculous. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just most of the time the women in Indiana Jones movies, like, most of the time it was like, I'm being kidnapped by the insert enemy here. Indy, help! Which, nothing wrong with that. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with having a female character that's all she does. Because if that's what her character is there to do, that's what she does. Whatever. But there's also nothing wrong with having a female character who does other things. Like, I don't know, I feel like people have forgotten that women can be the damsel in distress, but women can also be, like, not constantly in distress. There's nothing, like, woke or anything about that. It's literally just, not every single woman is the same woman. I don't know. Apparently this is controversial. Yeah. You know what? Sorry, I thought my cat was, like, about to throw up. He made a weird noise. Anyway, all I was gonna say is, like, I would love to grab some of these grifters who scream woke at literally everything, and I would like to make them sit down and just watch some Grindhouse movies. Because they would see, like, female bikini vampire slayers, and like I feel like it would make them shrivel up and melt like the Wicked Witch of the West when they threw water on her. And like they were doing that stuff in like 70s, so it's not like it's new. Like they would see Death Proof and scream and call it woke, and then I got to look them in the eyes and go, this was made in 2007. Like, I don't know, people are like so weird about what they get offended over nowadays, and it's like, dude, it's a movie, and if your life is falling apart because of a movie, I got a maneuver for you. It's called touch grass. Like, I don't know. And like, it's kind of the same thing with when they did the female Ghostbusters movie. And like, I watched it. I think I saw that movie in theaters, but I watched it. I really enjoyed it. And the whole thing with that movie is, it wasn't the girls are replacing the old Ghostbusters. It was an alternate universe where the girls are Ghostbusters. Like, this wasn't to overwrite or overrule any of the original movies. This is just, what if women did it? Like, cool. And they didn't have an exact analog for each character from the original Ghostbusters over to the female version. Like, there wasn't, this is girl Egon, this is girl Ray. Like, Holtzman, yes, she was similar to Egon, but she was different enough that, like, you can tell it's a different character and not just trying to be girl Egon. Like, yeah, she's smart, but, like, that's not her only thing. And she's not, like, having the same flat voice and the same mannerisms as Egon. It was just, like, she's just smart. And she's weird. She's a kook. I loved her. Like, I will say it wasn't a great Ghostbusters movie, but I found it entertaining. I would say it's worth watching. Like, it's not necessarily a bad movie by any means. It's just, like, it's not Ghostbusters, is the thing. It's just not Ghostbusters, is all. But, like, I liked Holtzman so much. I actually went as her for Halloween in high school. Which, it's weird saying that, because now I'm realizing the movie is that old. Wow. I don't know why I remember the movie being a lot newer than it is, but it's not. But yeah, like, you know what, I'm gonna like do some Google foo. Here, let me grab her. Okay, I'm just grabbing a picture of her, but this does not scream female Egon. This is a different character. She's smart, but she's a weirdo. And that's how it was for all the characters in the movie, in that, like, they're not just rehashing the exact same characters. I just think she's neat. In fact, like, I think all of my enjoyment of that movie came from Holtzman alone, but I'm a little gay, so... But that's just kind of the main thing with that version of Ghostbusters. It's not that it was trying to undo or overshadow the original. It's just like, let's do something silly with women. Yippee. However, I will say that there have been movies made where it's like, why is the main character a woman now? So this is not the most controversial take in the world, but this is also a mildly controversial take. I don't know why Captain Marvel was called Captain Marvel. Because, and I saw the movie, and I enjoyed it, but I don't know why they called her Captain Marvel. Because there was a Miss Marvel. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to talk about it. But, I just have an opinion with the Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel thing. Because, like I said, Miss Marvel was a character. And... Here, I'm just opening in Google. Well, I have to be careful because, again, it's comics, and we all know how comics draw women. So, just give me one moment with Google. Was she in this? Oh, here we go. Copy this. Alright, so Miss Marvel, she was not a new hero. She already existed. But there was Miss Marvel and there was Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel was a dude. Captain Marvel was a dude. Here, let me just grab him as well. File, clipboard, there we go. So, we had a female Captain Marvel already. So when they titled the movie Captain Marvel, and it wasn't Captain Marvel, it was Miss Marvel, I was sitting here like, oh. Okay. Cool. Nothing wrong with a Captain Marvel movie, but like, this is Miss Marvel. This is Miss Marvel. What are you doing? And then when you look up Miss Marvel, you don't get that Miss Marvel. You get a different Miss Marvel, which I don't know. There's nothing wrong with this Miss Marvel either, but it just gets confusing when you have two versions of Miss Marvel now, and then two versions of Captain Marvel. Like, they started switching the names, and when you switch the names, things get messy. And people get up in arms, but I feel like that was less important. Like, just from a name perspective, it was like, why did you change the name? Like, it just gets confusing with marketing and whatnot. Yeah, like, I enjoyed it. I will say it was not, like, Captain Marvel, I enjoyed it. I will say it wasn't a good movie, but it was enjoyable. Like, you go to theater, you sit down, you watch it, you enjoy the movie, and then you go about your life. Like, that's about how it was for me. And I know I got a poster of Captain Marvel in my, well, it's packed now, but it used to be up on my wall. And it's literally just because I thought the art was neat. But yeah, like, Captain Marvel, there wasn't anything to write home about, but it was mainly just like why did you change the name? There really wasn't any reason to do that other than to specifically farm outrage, so people are angry, so they either hate watch your movie or more people watch their movie to counteract the hate watching. Like, it was a marketing thing. So it wasn't specifically like they're doing it to go like, girls can be captains too. It was just marketing. Because any publicity is good publicity to a company as big as Disney. So that's all that was. Which, it's dumb, but this is the world we live in. But yeah, it was an okay movie. And I feel that's kind of where Disney is. Like, most of the movies they make now, they're okay. Like, it's either Disney either makes an okay movie or a bad remake. And those seem to be the only types of movies Disney's making right now, which is unfortunate. Because I watched the live-action Lilo and Stitch, and that ticked me off so much. Because the original message of the movie, Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind. So in the remake, Ohana means jack shit. Family gets left behind. Like, what? It goes completely against the original message of the movie, and it tries to frame it as a positive thing. No! No! And I love Lilo and Stitch. It's one of my favorite movies. So, like, when they did that, I'm sitting here like, why? What was the reason? But that's just what Disney does now. They make either a decent movie or a bad remake, and either way, they're farming outrage so more people will see it because they're hate watching. Like, it's an infinite money trick that they've found. They shouldn't be allowed to do that. How dare you, infinite money trick me? Oh, you haven't seen Lilo and Stitch? I'm not gonna gasp at that. I mean, like, nobody's seen every single movie on the planet. Like, there's movies I haven't seen that people go, you haven't seen that? And I go, yeah. But I would say, if you're gonna watch Lilo and Stitch, watch the original. Don't watch the live action remake. It's just not good. It enrages me. And like, even that, why does everything doesn't need a live action remake? Like, we're not clamoring that badly for them, Disney, I assure you. I know you're doing it just to milk more money and to renew your copyrights on things so no one else can use them, but still, come on. No one's asking for this shit, Disney. Yeah. Yeah, no, like, I would say that it's very rare for a live-action remake to actually be good. And it sucks because I can think of a couple movies that they should get a remake. And it would be cool if they were in live action. Like, The Iron Giant. Maybe it doesn't necessarily need to be in live action, but of all movies, that one deserves a re-release at least, because that is a fantastic movie. And it didn't do well when it came out. And then Treasure Planet and Atlantis. Both of these movies didn't do good either, but I would love to see those either A, re-released, or B, live action, because like a live action Treasure Planet movie, that would be cool. A live action Atlantis movie, that would be cool. I would actually see those if they were good. That's my big asterisk. They have to be good. They can't just be cash grabs. Oh, the Lion King remake, that was something. That was something, and that something was not good. Like, I don't know why they even thought that was a good idea to remake. Like, it's talking animals. It doesn't need to be live action. And the fact that they remade The Jungle Book in live action twice. Because I'm not forgetting they did that. And I feel like a lot of people forget that there were two, but they remade The Jungle Book in live action twice. And I don't think they needed to do that. I don't think they needed to remake it once, to be real. But I feel like this is something all of us need to like have a moment to just absorb and take in, that they remade The Jungle Book live action twice. Like, I can't get over that. So, the first time they remade it live action, I believe, was 2016. But then they also had, I think it was just called Mowgli. But yeah, they remade this live action twice, and it was like within the same decade. It was ridiculous. I can't get over that. Like what were they thinking? All right. I'm trying to find the other one because, like, you look up the live action and you get the you get the first one, but it's hard finding the other one. Okay, let's see. When did this one come out? December 7th. Yeah, that does not narrow it down. Yeah, it's just, I can't get over that. They remade it live action twice. Well, actually, they did it 3 times because there was one from the 40s, but why? Did we need this? Did anyone ask for it? So I guess technically they've done The Jungle Book in live action 3 times. I didn't know about the 40s version. I know now. This can't keep happening. And the fact that they were wanting to do live action Moana and live action Frozen, we don't need that. Those movies are not old enough to justify a remake, let alone live action. Like, they're too young to have a remake. They're too young to have a sequel. Well, no, I mean, those 2 movies are probably old enough to have sequels now, but they're too young to have remakes. Sip some water. I think somebody at Disney needs to tell Disney to stop making remakes for a little bit. Like, you need to do original IP, please. We're begging you. Because you're just pumping out schlop after schlop after schlop, and everyone's tired of slop, Disney. We want a home-cooked meal for once. We don't want Disney goo. Yeah. Wait. Okay, I forgot Moana actually had a sequel. I knew Frozen had one. I forgot Moana had a sequel. Shows how much cultural impact it had on me. But yeah, like, I can understand those ones having sequels. That's fine. Disney does have a direct-to-DVD sequel issue, though. And I don't mean specifically when things are released direct-to-DVD, I mean like the quality drop. Because there's definitely... Disney has a problem with quality drops in their sequels. But when Disney movies reach the threequel, when they become three-parters, things get silly. Because... oh shoot. Hang on. I gotta share this. Because not everyone knows about these. Not everyone knows about these, but I feel like everyone needs to know these. Cinderella has sequels. Like, the original Cinderella movie has sequels, and I need to share these with you, because they were direct-to-DVD sequels. So, the second... Bug off, please, Papa. So, I'm just gonna copy-paste the movie covers for you. So, the Cinderella 2 Dreams Come True movie, this one was mid. This one was very mid, because, I think this one was, like, just focusing on, like, Cinderella's life and royalty and then helping her sister marry a baker. It was mid, but wasn't terrible. The third movie, though, the third Cinderella movie, this was Twist in Time. And the movie has time travel in it. It has an alternate timeline where Cinderella doesn't get the prince. It's so wild. Like, I highly recommend you watch this. Don't bother with the second one. I mean, it's okay. It's not bad, but it's just kind of mid. It's very much a Disney direct-to-DVD sequel. But the third movie is so much fun. And they make the prince a himbo. It's great. It's so good. So, if you can find this, if you can find a Twist in Time anywhere, give it a watch. I think you'll like it. Oh, the Black Cauldron. That's a solid one. That's a blast from the past. I haven't thought about the Black Cauldron in ages. Is this the movie I think it is? Oh shoot, I don't remember if this is the movie I think it is. Yeah, I know. Oh god, like, I'm remembering a scene and it's animated in this style and I don't remember if it's from this movie, but like I remember a wizard battle. And Madame Mim. I remember Madame Mim. Was this off the Black Cauldron? No, it was the Sword and the Stone. Okay. Well, I remember the Sword and the Stone! I apparently don't have any memory of the Black Cauldron. I know I've seen it, but like, nothing. But Madame Mim, with the Sword and the Stone, the wizard battle was so fun between her and Merlin, I believe. Like, we gotta have more old movies like that. We gotta have movies animated in that style again, I mean. Because, like, everything's just, like, the same kind of Disney flat princess base. Like, I can confidently say that the Light Fury has the Disney princess face. If you know what I'm talking about. She has the Disney princess face. And it's like, come on, that's a dragon. Dragons don't have Disney princess faces. Or at least they shouldn't in a movie where there's another female dragon and she doesn't have the Disney princess face. Come on. I know I went down a little tangent on the dragon designs before, though, so I'm not going to rehash it, but y'all know my opinions on them. They're not great. I'm, like, slowly but surely actually shading this today. That's cool. funny. I went to college for animation school. I didn't graduate, because like my life fell apart. But I went to college for animation, and we learned how to animate and how to stylize things. And Disney's doing some pretty big animation sins by giving all their characters the same face. I'm just gonna say it. Like, that is not good for brand diversity. That is not good for being able to identify which characters are which. And for someone who is face blind, it doesn't help me at all. Oh man. I would love to actually finish animation college, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And also, I think I needed to go to a better animation college because I didn't know it, but apparently I was in an accelerated course. Don't take accelerated college courses, guys. Just don't. You'll think you'll be able to handle the faster course load. You won't. You won't. And you're not learning this as much material as people in longer versions of the course anyway. I didn't know I was taking an accelerated course for the animation class I was in, but apparently it was, which sucked, because I did an accelerated course in film school, and it sucked. And it's gotten me nowhere. I have not had a single job on a film set. But hey, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. If nothing else, I have skills to work with my own projects. Maybe I won't use this for a job, but I can use it for my own stuff. So that's a win. Sometimes you go to college and you learn something and you don't use it for a job. You just learn it because it's fun to learn. And sometimes you don't go to college. I mean, I'm actually legitimately surprised I ever got into college, because my high school grades were not good. And I know that the high school grades don't necessarily matter all that much with college, but my high school grades were not good. Like, I know I've mentioned it on and off, but mental health in high school for me was not good. So I had pretty bad grades. I think I almost failed English every year I had it, and I think I almost failed math a couple years too. And I'm not bad at English or math, it's just like, I have a problem with English class. So if you ask me to read a book, I can do it. If you ask me to tell you what the book was about, sure, I can do it. If you ask me to tell you what the book was about, but I have to be extremely specific and use like annotated examples, then we have a problem. Because if you ask me to explain it in my own words, I can, but you're going to be getting like a synopsis version. You're going to be getting like a Clip Note version, and you'll be getting my own commentary. I'm like, and this guy was a buffoon. But that's not what English teachers are looking for when they're marking you. So I didn't do good, not because I didn't understand the material, but because I guess my way of explaining and regurgitating the text was not compatible with how they marked it. Because if I had to read a book and then explain what the book was, I'd get terrible grades. If I had to read a book and then make a diorama based off the book, I got good grades. Weird, isn't it? It's almost like I understand the material, it's just I can't explain it the way you want me to explain it. And I feel like there's gotta be some kind of accommodation for that. I actually had accommodation, allegedly, in high school. Because in my high school they called it an IEP, which was Individual Education Plan. And it was so if you were like struggling or if you were neurodivergent, they could accommodate you. Which is delightful in theory, but in practice, the IEP in my high school didn't do anything. Because the struggles I was having didn't line up with what they gave me. Because my IEP, what it said it would do is it would give me extra time on tests and exams. Which I never had a problem with completing a test or exam in the allotted time frame we were given. In fact, most of the time I was the first one done. So that IEP didn't do anything for me. It wasn't addressing the actual root cause of the problem, which was that I can explain stuff, but not in the same bland regurgitation way you want me to. And that's what I need help with. I need to know where I'm going wrong, not give me more time to go wronger. If that makes any sense. But I'm not in high school anymore, so I don't worry about that. I tend to rehash the same stories over and over again. I gotta remember, I'm not in high school anymore. I don't have to worry about this anymore. But I'm like at 23, so it's still pretty fresh. It's funny. My high school, one of my English teachers was, I'm pretty sure, just nuts. I'm not gonna say she was psychotic, even though, like, I would love to, because that would be diagnosing, and I don't have the power to do so, but she was something else. I'm not gonna use her name, but I had an English teacher, and if my brother's in the stream, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about, because he had her too. And this English teacher was the worst English teacher I've ever had. Because she made it a practice to, like, scream at people, the students, for no reason. Like, none of the kids in my school liked her. Not even the kids that she picked as her favorites, because every bad teacher tends to pick favorites, and she had her favorites picked. And even the kids who were her favorites didn't like her. And then, like, my brother shared this story on how he had a pen and the lid was stuck, and she snatched it out of his hand and threw it in the garbage because he couldn't get the lid off. And it's like, girl, what are you doing? I know you're having a power trip, but come on. And it's funny because in my high school, whenever they were preparing to fire a teacher, they would assign them to library duty instead of teaching for a while. And from what I heard from my brother, she did get assigned to the library, which is where she deserved to be. She was a bad teacher. She didn't teach. She just, like, belittled. You don't want a teacher that just belittles you, especially if you're asking for help and they're like, well, you should just know this. You should have learned this last year. Well, clearly I didn't, and that's why I'm asking for help. But yeah, so she wasn't a good teacher. She also didn't respect my extra time IEP, which, like I said, I never usually needed it, but every once in a while I would actually need a little extra time, especially if I was, like, really struggling. And in English classes, I really struggled. So she did not respect that. So that was fun. I realized I could probably get her in trouble for that, but, well, at the time I probably could have gotten her in trouble for that, but I don't know, I was like grade 10, so I wasn't exactly as confident as I am now. But oh well. I think everyone's had a crap teacher at least once. Oh, man. Yeah, that's not ideal. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. My principals just didn't do anything. You could tell them that a kid was bullying you and took your lunch money and pantsed you, and he wouldn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Delicious crackers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get that. It's funny, my school was cutting things for the sports, like they would cut programs to put more funding into sports. And then at the same time, like, they didn't win a single game anywhere. And the sports equipment we have was still garbage. So I don't know where they were putting that money, even though they said it was for the sports. It's funny. I got so lucky one year because I had a medical problem, let's go with that, in high school. So bad pain, and I had to sit out of gym class for a week because I couldn't move without barfing. And the week I had that happen was the week we did wrestling. And I got so lucky because the week that they did wrestling, the week I couldn't do it, everyone in the class got ringworm from the wrestling mats because apparently they had not been washed once. So I'm sitting there chuckling to myself because a lot of kids were not in class after, and I'm just sitting there like, well, this was convenient. That was like my one victory. Yeah, no, it was disgusting. Like, you could smell the mats when they unrolled them, and I was like, It's a good thing I can't move because I would not want to be on that. They never washed the like pennies or jerseys or whatever you want to call them either. Like those things, they smelled like ham. They were mesh fabric, so they should not have had a smell. But they smelled like ham. Bad ham. Moldy ham. It was terrible. I don't know if they washed anything in that school, ever. I mean, they washed the dishes in the cafeteria because legally they had to, but everything else, I don't know. Uh-huh. It was nasty. So I got really lucky that I wasn't able to participate in gym class the day that they rolled those things out because I smelled them. And something that's very important for you guys to know about these stories is whenever I smell something, because my sense of smell barely works. And I haven't had a very good sense of smell, and this was like long before COVID. So it's not that COVID messed my nose up, I just never really had a great sense of smell. So the fact that I could smell the gym mats means they were probably worse than I'm making them out to be in this story, because I could smell them, and I can't smell those things. Like, cat litter? I can't smell cat litter. Like, so for me to be able to smell those gym mats, good God, they must have been like biological weapons. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, my high school was kind of icky. I mean, there was also like 99% white kids in that school, so their hygiene was already not good. Because contrary to popular belief, it's not any other genre of kid that smells bad, it's the white kids. I'm sorry. Like, if we do better, guys, do better. Because it's the white kids who are bathing in Axe body spray and not bathing. That's all I can say. Like, we gotta do better, guys. And then, like, I don't know, man. Elden Ring area. God, yeah, you see, I'm just imagining like the Dark Souls boss meter popping up when the mats are rolled out. Oh God. Oh yeah. I feel like everyone's high school was full of specimens, let's say. Because I had some specimens in my high school. There was one kid, I don't even remember his name, but he was an ass, and he was a specimen in that I don't know if he was doing the whole I like you so I'm gonna bully you, or if he was just bullying me, because it was so hard to tell. But he was a specimen in that he only wore puce-colored shirts. And I'm gonna Google the color puce for you so you understand what a nasty color this is. But, oh, this is not the puce I thought it was. Hang on. Okay, so he only wore shirts of this color. I'm gonna paste it in for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. So, yeah. So this kid, who I don't know if he was bullying me because he liked me or if he was bullying me just to bully me, but he only wore shirts of this color, which is already horrendous, and he smelled like actual dog shit, like somebody just stuck it in his pocket. It was incredible. I don't know how he smelled like that. Like, I'm pretty sure I could tell you the breed of dog. It was that potent. And this kid picked on me, and it's hilarious because I know he was intending it as picking on me, but he was shorter than me and skinnier than me. But the way he would pick on me is like, okay, so for reference, we had a computer lab that was connected to the announcements room, and this computer lab was also connected to the garage where students worked on cars. So there was a lot of pipes and whatnot that were sometimes stored in the computer room just because it's next to the garage and sometimes they need pipes. So this kid, there was one day where he actually hit me in the back of the head with a pipe, and it was a PVC pipe, not a metal one, but PVC, that's still hard plastic, so it still hurt. And like, he started like going, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? So keep in mind, I'm not a big person, but I was bigger than this kid. So he's going, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? I picked the pipe up, stood up, and since it wasn't exams, but I remember that the halls were really empty for some reason. It might have been lunch break, actually. So I got the pipe and I just started chasing him. And the thing is like, I caught up to him. I got it. I got his ass, like. But like, I don't know what was up with this kid. Like, I don't know what his deal was. But I don't know, like, he was a specimen of a human. Like, he had an interesting smell. You could smell him before you saw him. He had an interesting voice. He was like really annoying. And he had an interesting way of showing affection, I guess, if that's what that was. I genuinely don't know to this day if he was like, if he had a thing for me so he was picking on me, or if he was just being an ass, but he was a specimen. Yeah, some kids are just assholes. But yeah, and like, that was the one time I was actually ever able to get revenge on somebody who was picking on me in high school because he was smaller than me. Every other kid in that high school was huge. Like, they were getting the hormone milk that made them into like linebackers. Like, even the girls in that school were really bulky. And I don't mean fat, like I mean strong bulky. So I was a very smart kid in high school. But the fact that I got to get this one kid who was picking on me makes me happy. I got one. Yeah. Yeah. I'm decently strong. I won't say I'm the strongest in my family. And my brother will call me weak. I guarantee if he hears this stream, he'll be reminding me, no, you're weak. I'm stronger than you. Which, yeah, he is stronger than me. He's a lot bigger than me. But I'm not weak. I can lift, like, oh, shoot. I probably can't lift 200 anymore, but I used to be able to lift 200, and I was the same size that I am now, so there you go. Judge as you will. Yeah, and you, Starry, you've met me in person. I'm strong enough to lift you, so I could say that at least. Cracker. I do my best. I do my best, and that's all anyone can do. And sometimes your best is given 50%, sometimes your best is given 100%, sometimes your best is given 4%. But as long as you're always giving your best, whatever percentage that is, that's what matters. There is a big bug in my room. I'll just fly. I just saw him go by and just like, what the hell is that? So it's flying in my room, I'll have to take care of that later. It's funny, it got a little warm in our house, so now there are flies. It's okay. I was a specimen in high school too. I was unfortunately, and still am, a cosplayer. I brought that to high school. There were days where I'd just come into the high school in cosplay. Without it being like picture day, without it being like a spirit day, just cause. There was a day I did gym class in a full Hatsune Miku cosplay for no reason other than I felt like wearing it. Like, I was a specimen in high school. I will say the people who bullied me had more than enough reasons to do so. They weren't lacking, so. Like, I look back at high school and I go, wow, I really, really deserved that. I had that coming. But, yeah, like, I feel like everyone was a specimen in high school, because high school, those are the years when you're just gross, and you're weird, and you're a dork, and that's good. That's normal. Like, if you're in high school and you're not being a weirdo loser, then, like, what are you even doing? Like, I feel like everyone should have stories from high school that they look back on and they go, oh God, why did I do that? I've got more than one. I've got, we used to do karaoke Fridays, and there were times where I would be belting out certain songs off of the Heather's musical soundtrack. I'll let you fill in the blank on which ones those were, but they were songs I should not have been singing. So I feel like everyone should be cringe in high school, and I feel like if you're cringe out of high school, good, because then it didn't defeat you. Don't let high school defeat you, okay? Don't let the mean girls, mean boys, mean whoever's from high school defeat you, because being weird, it's a rarity. They want to sanitize weird out of everything, so by God, it is your duty. Be weird. But yeah, so there were days I would go into full cosplay. One of my official high school student cards, I'm in full cosplay on it because I went in cosplay and then I learned the day of it was picture day and I went, I guess I'm having to lock in on this one because I can't change. I don't have anything to change into other than my gym clothes, and I'm not changing into those for pictures, so I guess I'm cosplaying. So one of my official student ID cards for high school, I'm in a Doctor Who cosplay. I don't know why I did that. And like, it wasn't subtle. You could tell. Because like, who the hell's wearing pinstripes to class? You'd like to see the picture if I still have it? Oh God. Well, like I said, it was for a student ID card, so like you only see from the neck up, you don't actually see the costume. But if I ever find a picture of the costume, I'll send it. My mom actually sewed it. Oh, I need some water. I've been yapping. There we go. The shading is throwing me. There, did that fix it? No, it did not fix it. I can see what's wrong with it. It's just, it's dumb what's wrong with it. And there we go, maybe? Oh, that made it worse. Oh, that made it worse. Oh man, yeah, fix that. It's just the curve of the shadow that isn't looking right. So I'm just trying to fix it. Okay, did this fix it? I'm about to find out. Ooh, now there's a weird wobble. Let's fix that wobble. Okay, did that fix it? It's hard to see what I'm doing, because like I could zoom out and then I see where it looks weird, and then I zoom back in and I lose track of where I'm trying to look. Oh yeah, the zero suit? Yeah, I'm glad you thought it was cool. That thing was interesting to wear. It wasn't warm, but at the same time it was warm, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But yeah, like, I feel like it's healthy to be a specimen in high school, because if you're not, you're just kind of stifling yourself. You're letting it get to you. You can't let it get to you. You gotta be weird. Morally, legally, physically, psychically, you gotta be weird. Because there are a lot of lawmakers and whatnot who want to outlaw being weird, and that's not good. Because the second you start outlawing people for being weird, then, well, you end up with certain kinds of summer camps, if you catch my drift. You think Don't I think it's physically a little bulky? Ooh, good point, good point. Let me... Oh, you're right, the shadow's bulky. Well, that would be the problem. Also, hi, welcome to the chat. Oh, man. And I think the bulky is on the wrong side. I think this needs to be thinner, because I think it's okay if it's bulky on this side, but it's definitely too bulky on this one. Thank you for pointing that out. It's very much appreciated. Ah, thank you right now. Thank you. And I think it's because I started following the line of the pants rather than where the shading should be. I got too caught up yapping. This is what happens. You yap too much and then you lose track of what you're doing. Oi. But it's good to see new people in the chat, new people in the stream. It's been a while. I keep seeing the issue I'm having, and it's like not even an issue, it's such a non-issue, but with how I'm drawing, I have my tablet on my lap, and my elbow keeps hitting the back of my chair. So it makes doing a long, consistent line a little difficult. Because, and you know what, I know why I'm hitting my elbow, and it's not really because of the chair, it's because Animation College changed the way I actually draw. Because I used to be very much in the wrist, but now, because we were taught in Animation College, you gotta use your whole arm and not your wrist so you're not hurting your wrist. So I use my whole arm now, and now there's a chair in the way. What tablet am I using right now? Right now, I am using a Gaomon tablet. The specific one, oh shoot, what is this? It's the Gaomon, something or other. The model number is PD1161. So it's a tablet with a screen, but I can't plug the screen in because my computer only has one HDMI out, and this needs an HDMI plug, so unfortunately I can't turn the screen on. Well, I mean, I can turn the screen on, you're just not going to see anything. Like, all you're going to see is that. So I can't use the screen, unfortunately, so I have to use it like a regular tablet. But that's what I'm using right now, and I'm painting with Clip Studio Paint, the Pro version, because I don't want to pay for the EX. Yeah. No, I get that too. I mean, it's hard because everyone wants to fit in, but at the same time, you don't want to lose yourself, you know? If that makes any sense whatsoever. For me, in high school, my thing was I have to be as weird as possible because middle school was sped trying to fit in and middle school was horrible. So if I'm weird, I'll attract the weirdies and then we can be weird together and it'll be great. And then that didn't work because it was high school. So, pro tip, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but you gotta be weird. It's best to be yourself. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna look up that tablet, because I recognize the brand name, I just don't know the specific tablet you're using, so Helion Canvas 16. Let's see, let's take a look at this bad boy. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's a really nice tablet, dude. Oh, I love that it can be on an angle, too. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. That's a nice one. I used to have a... You know what? I don't know how to say it. I always say Huion, and I know it's not Huion. But I used to have a Huion tablet. It was a hell of a lot smaller. I think I got it for like $30. And it didn't have a screen, but it was a good tablet. It served me very well. And then I've had Wacom tablets too. And I've had, oh shoot, what's it? Vike. I had a Vike tablet too, and my Vike tablet's the biggest one I have. I really like the Vike tablet. Honestly, I'm debating getting that one back out since I can't use the screen on this one anyway. Yeah. Yeah. I used to really like Wacom tablets, but the problem I have with Wacoms is the pen nibs. They wear down so fast now. They didn't used to, but they made them worse, which it's a real bummer. So, Gaomon, when I bought the well, I half bought the tablet. Me and a friend of mine, we went halvesies on this tablet. But they gave me, in the box when it came, they gave me a little bag of nib replacements, and there was like 50 in there, so I thought, oh god, okay, so this is going to be one of the nibs that wears down instantly. Okay. It's not. The nibs on these pens, from what I've experienced so far, because I've only had one Gaomon tablet, but so far the nib on this Gaomon pen, it's been very reasonable in the amount of time it lasts. Like, it lasts longer than Wacom, I can say that. Maybe I got a good batch, I don't know, because like I said, there was like 50 in the pack, so I assumed it was going to be really bad, but so far they've actually been really decent, which is nice. But yeah, so I used to like Wacom, not so much anymore. When I was in the animation college I went to, we had to use Wacom tablets because those were the only tablets plugged into computers at the school. And they were huge. Like, I don't know what specific Wacom tablets they were, but they were like the size of my computer monitor. And I have a decently sized computer monitor. I think it's like average sized computer monitor. But they were really big, and you had to actually buy a pen from the school to use the tablets. I still have my pen. I kept it because I had to pay for it. They're not getting it back. It's my pen. But so we had these giant Wacom tablets in the school, and like I could stretch my whole forearm across it and still not reach the edge. They were, I don't know how expensive they would have been, but I could tell they would be very expensive. And I was not impressed, honestly. Like, the pen pressure was fine and all, and I mean, since they were giant screen tablets, I could see exactly what it's doing, but the things I wasn't impressed about, like, again, the pen nibs weren't that good, and then the problem was they were all on movable arms, and the problem with the movable arms at the school, and I think this was a problem because they were school ones, is that you could try and crank the tablet down so it was like sitting in front of you on an angle, but I think there was something broken in the hydraulics because it would just lift up and you'd be like, you have to hold it down with your other arm to draw. It was ridiculous. I did find that if you jammed a bunch of paper into the spot where the hydraulics bend spot, whatever it was called, anyway, the joint. If you jammed a bunch of paper into the joint of them, you could get it to stop doing that, but the fact it did that in the first place was not cool. Where do I learn this art? Like, by myself or through Institute? Okay, so with my specific art style, and art in general, so a lot of let's go from the start. So I've been drawing since I was in, I don't know, like, as far back as I can remember. So I would say at least since grade 5 I've been drawing. I've been drawing my whole life. And how I learned to draw was I started by drawing Sonic characters because I really liked Sonic, and then I bought a bunch of how to draw anime books by my parents, and I learned how to draw like the anime art style. And then from there, I had art classes in high school, so I learned a little more there, and they were just electives. But from there, I just kept drawing, and I taught myself a lot. Like, a lot of my art style I did teach myself. When I went into animation college, we were given life drawing classes, so you would sit down for like an hour in class and you would just be drawing a person posing. So you have to draw them as accurately as you can manage on your paper from sight. And it was hard. It was really hard. But you do get better. You do actually get better. And what I would break it down to is that when it comes to learning art, it is best to learn figure drawing because you will learn anatomy, you will learn how to, measure things and whatnot for anatomically correct art. And then from there, like I said, with the how to draw anime books, there is some merit, because on our side of the world, we just draw things cartoony, but with how anime was drawn, it was taking a realistic face and then exaggerating some parts of it, so making the eyes bigger, making the nose smaller. So if you learn through drawing anime characters before anything else, you are still learning anatomy and whatnot. You're not learning proper anatomy because it's anime, but you are learning some anatomy. So what I would say is that what can really help you with learning how to draw people, at least, I'm not going to say that this applies for animals or buildings or whatever. So with people specifically, do try to do life drawing. And if you want to learn with anime, that works too. I drew so much anime stuff. So don't let any art teach you, like, don't let any art teacher tell you that drawing anime is bad and you'll get stuck only drawing anime, because you won't. I mean, the art I'm drawing right now, this is very much not anime. There is anime influence, like, credit where credit is due. You can especially see it in how I draw eyes. Like, there is definitely some anime stink in here, but anime is not a bad art style. It's not a bad way to learn art. It's just a style. So just try and keep that in mind if you learn through that. And then with life drawing, it's good because once you know how to draw an anatomically correct person, you can draw any art style because it's just exaggerating certain parts of the person's anatomy. Do I draw this for client or for myself? So this specific piece that I'm working on in stream, I've just been drawing for myself, but I do have commissions, so I do have art that I've done for clients, which I can actually share some here, because I have a whole folder of art commissions I've done in the past. So let's see, what have I got in here? What have I got in here that I can still share? I can grab this one. Yeah, I'll grab this one. So here's a piece that why does this has no background? Why does it have no background? Hang on, let me just throw a background on this so you can actually like fully see it. But I did this as a commission for somebody. They wanted two characters. So as you can see, this is definitely not anatomically correct in any sense of the word, but this was something I did as a paid commission. And then I've got I got a whole bunch, but here's a different one I did as a commission. This one was relatively recent. I really like how the wings came out. And then with this one, the face is a little more anatomically correct-ish. I'm not going to say it's perfect because it's very much not, but that's something else I did. And then I've got like 1,000,001 different art styles. So, oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. And then like I also draw little goofier things like this too sometimes. It all depends on what the commission is. It depends on what the person's asking for, whether I draw it more cartoony or a little more realistic. So I have a bunch of different art styles. It's really fun. And then concept art. Ooh, I love concept art. Concept art is so much fun. Let's see. I have a piece I used when I applied for animation college, and it was not I don't know if it was concept art. I don't know if it's considered concept art or not. But I have a piece that I sent in when I applied to animation college, and it was just a character reference sheet. This was fun to do. Ooh, OCs. Yes, we love OCs here. So the character I'm working on right now, she is an OC of mine. I think she's neat. I think she's so neat. I need to put a design on either her sweater or her jacket still. I haven't done that yet, but one of those two is gonna get a design on it. I'm thinking eyes, because I like drawing eyes. But I have a ton of OCs. Oh man. Like, where do I even begin? Like, this is definitely a Pandora's box type thing you might have opened. But I have, like, the character that I've got as, like, the little channel mascot. She's an OC of mine. And then I've got, like, this one, which I haven't drawn her in quite a while, but I think she's really neat. And then I've got like, I have a lot of stuff I've drawn. I have a lot of digital and I have a lot of stuff on paper too. Because I like drawing on paper sometimes. Sometimes I just want to draw on paper because it's tactile, it's nice, it'll never crash, it'll never corrupt. What's the best medium to connect with me? Oh, okay, so if we go to my little Twitch channel here, here, hang on. I have a command I can use in the chat. Is this the command? There we go. So I actually have a website. I made a website. So that website, I've got commission info and everything whatnot on there, but how you can contact me on that site is you can either like make an account and instant message me on that website, or if you scroll down, I've got a Twitter, I've got YouTube, I've got Tumblr, I've got Twitch, obviously. And then if you scroll through my commission info on this site, I think, yes, I have a Gmail as well. So all my contact info is on that website. You and I don't have a website. Oh. Yeah. Here. I can also just throw my email in the chat here too. And I don't mind throwing this email in the chat because I have so many emails, you'll never find my main. I do have a Discord. Yes, I do. And it's just the same username. It's also just Cassioptrix, so you can always hit me up on Discord too. And for payment for commissions, if you're interested, for payment on commissions, I do PayPal. So there you go. I need to set a Ko-fi up as well, because if I set up a Ko-fi, then I'll have two options. But right now, it's just PayPal. But there you go. Oh wait, hang on. I can put the Discord server here. I forgot. There's an official Discord for my Twitch channel. So there you go. That's probably like the easiest way to get in contact with me. Ko-fi's more reliable. Yeah, I know it is. I just have to get it set back up because I've had a Ko-fi before. I haven't used it in a really long time, so I don't remember the login. So I'd have to make a fresh Ko-fi. And I had Patreon at one point, but I just stopped using it. So I'd have to make a new Patreon as well. But I will set up a Ko-fi at some point here, and I will set up. Well, maybe I'll set up a Patreon. I'm debating on that one, but for right now, I take commission payment on PayPal, and there will be options in the future. Sent you the request. Okay. I'll just open that right now. I got my computer right here. Oh, it's getting warm in here. My room is a small room, and it's carpeted, so when I have my computer on for long periods of time, it gets warm. Alright, set a request. Alright, let's see, inbox. Oop, come on, Discord. Huh? Whether I got time, check and respond. I'm not seeing it on Discord. Yeah, if you added me, then I'm not seeing it. So that's weird. Here. If you can hop into the Discord, because the link is right there in the chat. If you can hop into the Discord, I'll be able to connect with you that way. Because like, I guess you sent me a reward, or a reward. Just you sent me like a invite or whatever, but I didn't get it on my end, which is very strange. Okay, I'll try and add you. Let's see here. I always forget how to do this stuff. Add friends. Alright. Well, I shot you a friend request. There you go. Like I said, join the Twitch server. It's fun. We have fun there. I send stuff there sometimes. It's pretty cool. We're very chill there. Head itchy. Oh man, I'm getting... I opened Discord, so now I'm getting a billion notifications. Alright, there we go. Welcome to the server. There's, you just have to, hit the little check mark in the rules to verify yourself, and then you're good to go. Yeah. But hey, welcome. Good to have you. So yeah, you just go through the rules, hit the check when you're, like, hit the check mark at the bottom of them when you're ready. We got roles you can pick from, all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just excited. It's been a while. It's been a little while since anyone new's joined the server, so, you know. I get excited when I make friends. It's good to have friends. It's really fun having friends. I have not gotten as much done on this shading as I thought I would today. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna get a whole lot done, but this is somehow still less than I expected. Yeah, I'm glad to have you. We're all happy to have you. Like, my streams are just so we can hang out. Not in a parasocial way, of course, but we're just here to hang out, have fun. Sometimes we play games. I have a Minecraft server I have to get up and running again. It's been down for a while, but there is a Minecraft server. And then at some point I'm going to start playing Team Fortress 2 again, so if you happen to have that, I play that too. But yeah, just very happy to have you. Oh, hello, cat. So, I have 2 cats, one of which is snoring on the floor right now. He's a very chill guy. Hello, sir? You know what? I'm gonna take a picture of my cat so I can show you guys, because he is an utter delight. So I'm gonna switch up to big cam here so you can, like, really see him, but boop. Took a picture of him. He's like I said, he's right next to me on a pillow right now. He's just chilling. He's a good boy. Let's go back to main cam here. Yeah. Oh man. Yay! New friend! Forgive me, I'm a dork. Where the hell was I even shading on this? Like, I completely forgot what I was doing. This is, one of my favorite Metallica songs. It's Orion. I believe it's off Master of Puppets. It's just an instrumental song, but I enjoy it. I like getting to share music with you guys. I have a lot of music I listen to, and unfortunately I know a lot of it can be classified as dad rock, but they kind of had a point. It's kind of good. Like, maybe the dads were right. But that's what we're listening to right now. I gotta figure out how to set it up where I can have a now playing whatever on the screen when I switch music. I don't know how to do that at the moment, but whenever I figure it out, I'm gonna set that up. So whenever I switch songs, it'll be now playing this, and then hey. But if I'm playing a song and you guys happen to like it, let me know, because I can name drop the title. I don't gatekeep. Murph. Hi, cat. I heard you, Murph. Did you get up from your nap? Oh. I guess my other cat walked in and sniffed him because I just saw her leaving the room. She's funny, because I got 2 cats. One of them's so loving and round, the other's skinny and a jerk. I got one of each type of cat. Ooh, more Nine Inch Nails. How's it been treating you? It's an acquired taste, I will say. Because some Nine Inch Nails songs are like, yeah, this is a banger. And then some Nine Inch Nails songs are like, Trent, are you okay? Trent Reznor, are you good? Because this is a strange song and I feel like it's a cry for help. Like, oh god, anything on the downward spiral is definitely a Trent Reznor, do you need help? Blink twice if you need it. But it's an amazing album, I will say that. And then I also really like Pretty Hate Machine. That's a really good album too. Like, if I had to pick 3 albums to bring with me to like a desert island, Pretty Hate Machine, Ride the Lightning, and then oh shoot, I always lose on the third. Like 3 movies I can name off top 2, and then I can't pick a third. But yeah, definitely. Okay, so I think if I was to bring 3 albums with me to a desert island, it would be Pretty Hate Machine, Ride the Lightning, and then Alice Cooper Goes to Hell. Alice Cooper Goes to Hell is an interesting album because it's telling a story through every song, which I suppose that's a concept album. And they're all bangers. Like, every song on that album is a banger. But I also like a lot of bands that have Alice in the name, apparently, because I also like Alice in Chains. They got a lot of good music too. And then let's see, what else is a good band with good albums? Well, Nirvana. I don't know what I'm thinking here, missing that. Nirvana is great. Like, definitely some top tier music. Oh yeah, I know you know this song. I know you know this song because I think I was a little drunk when I mentioned something about this. Oh god, it's been a long time since I've had any alcohol. Doesn't mean I'm gonna start back up, but just something to ponder, I suppose. You know what? Pro tip for everyone in the chat here: if you don't drink, don't start. Like, honestly, it's not as fun as everyone makes it out to be. So, like, don't worry about it. Like, yeah, I think I was drunk when I mentioned that. Well, it's a beautiful song. Yeah. I stick by my words. I used to have to ride on a bus to get to high school. This was on my playlist for when I was on the bus, because for some reason, despite living only like 10 minutes away from my high school, it took me an hour to get there on the bus. It was terrible. But this was one of the songs I would listen to in the morning because I just fall asleep with music going. And this was one of my usual picks. Look, like, I know the whole song is technically a guitar solo, but the guitar solo in this is delicious. And I love describing inanimate things like music as tasty, or crunchy, or whatever. I don't know why, but I just got in the mood to listen to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I don't know if you guys have heard of Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but it's some pretty top tier stuff as well. Like, they did some Christmas music, and it was like you ascend when you're listening to it. Like, Carol of the Bells. When Trans-Siberian Orchestra did Carol of the Bells, like, it's something. It is something else. And I mean that in a really, really good way. In fact, I think I'll put that on after this song, because I feel everyone should hear Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Carol of the Bells. I also feel it's important to note that they did not write the song. That is just a Christmas carol, but the way they did it is amazing. And normally, normally I'm not really even a fan of Christmas carols, so the fact that they did one so potently that I'll just put it in a regular playlist says something. Alright, Orion's starting to wrap up here. Alright, I gotta put this on. Carol of the Bells Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Alright. I found this when I was going through my dad's gigantic music folder, and I wasn't even looking for this. I was looking for something else, but I just started listening to random tracks in the folder, and I heard this, and it was like, holy crap, you can do that with carols? But I just gotta let this play. You guys are gonna get a kick out of this. Maybe. I hope. You know what? Fair enough. I mean, Supernatural, they got some pretty good song picks. I don't know how they didn't use this one for a Christmas episode, but like, come on. Like, isn't this already, like, something else? Like, and we're not even that deep into it yet. Yeah, you're getting it now. Like I said, I'm not a person that's big on Christmas carols, but this, like, it's something. Like, I love music like this where you've got an entire orchestra, but it's also, it's rock music. Oh god, yeah. Every store I wish would play this instead of Mariah Carey. Like, come on. The horse is dead already. Don't keep beating it. Stop. I can also see this happening. I can also see this playing in, like, a Christmas AVGN episode. Like, you get it, Jessie. I wrote an entire animatic, like, years ago, and it was set to this song, and it was just, like, Angry Video Game Merry Christmas. I don't know what I was on about with that, but... Oh, okay. That's fair, that's fair. Charlie Brown Christmas, that's alright. That's pretty decent. At least it's not Mariah Carey. Oh, yeah. Like, I have had a billion ideas for different animatics to do over the years. And, like, I can script them out, no problem. It's just the actually animating them part. That's the hard part. That's where I get stuck every time. Because I have an unfinished animatic for the song Big and Loud. And, like, I have the vision. The vision's a banger. Will I finish it? Probably not. Like, at least I can confidently say I finished my artwork. I never finish animatics, but I do finish my art. Yeah. And, like, with animatics, the whole thing with them is that, like, it's just quick little sketches. It's not full animation, but for anyone who knows me, y'all know I don't do things halfway. It's either all in or it's not happening. So animatics are my worst nightmare because I want to go all in. But this is an art medium that by design you don't have to go all in on. So I end up like just screwing myself every time. But I don't know. One day I'll finish these animatics. I have a billion. And you know what? I should finish them and I should get animating and I should get better at animating because like I have ideas out the wazoo. Y'all know I have ideas out the wazoo for shows and movies and whatnot. And like Knights of Guinevere got picked up. I could do that. I have the skill to do that. I just don't. And I need to do that. Because like I could make something like Knights of Guinevere and that'd be amazing. Oh, nice. I have buried in a Google Drive. Oh, jing. But I have buried in my Google Drive. I rewrote the entire first season of Angry Video Game Nerd as a horror series. Not like Slenderverse, but more in that kind of tone of series. And like, I have the skills and the capacity and the knowledge to animate that, to make that a whole thing. And it would be cool as hell. But have I? Probably not. Well, not probably not, I just haven't. And I imagine that part of the reason why I haven't is just because that alone is a very big project, because that's an entire series of a show. And I mean, like, making a show already is hard enough. Taking that show, rewriting it as an entirely different genre, and animating it, good God. Good God. I don't know. I don't think that was gonna happen. Yeah. Like, I gotta take baby steps with this. Because, if anything, I should start by doing a comic. Because I can do comics. I've done comics. And at least with that, it's a little less intense than trying to animate and voice and edit a series. So, I should start with a comic and then go from there. Because once I have a comic, at least I'll know where I'm going story-wise, so animating it won't be as bad, because a comic can function as a storyboard. So then I don't have to draw a storyboard too. I mean, I would still have to storyboard some stuff, but that would take a lot of work out. It's just, I have to do it. I have to get off my ass and do it. That's the problem. The problem is my motivation comes and goes like the wind. And I know part of that is just my brain being whack. Because I'm not diagnosed ADHD, but there is a sneaking suspicion. But, like, I just need to get my brain functioning, and then I can do things. Ooh, crap. Hello. I don't know. Maybe I'll yap about maybe I'll yap about web series hypotheticals off screen. Because I got a lot. I got so many things I could do. I got so many things I should do. I have a series that I didn't finish, but it was an analog horror series, and it wasn't doing my own animations. I was using GIFs that already existed out there and whatnot, but I have an analog horror series I was working on, and I think I made 6 or 7 out of 10 episodes that I wanted to do, and it's like, I only have to make 4 more. Just finish it. There's only 4 more. Just finish it. And then I don't. It's a real issue. Although I feel like a lot of these issues would be solved if I just had more people working with me. If I delegated tasks. Because if I delegate tasks, then it's not everything on me, and then I'm not going to be getting as overwhelmed. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about that in the server. Maybe. Because, like I said, I got a billion and one ideas. I just need to do something with them, and I would prefer to do things with people rather than on my own. It's more fun to work with people. I mean, that's why I've got a big, massive project that I keep not working on, where it is a group thing. I do have lots of people. I just have to, again, get off my ass and work on it. This is like an ongoing problem for me. Although, I suppose everybody's got their own issues, everyone's got their own troubles and whatnot. But we are going to be wrapping up the stream here soon. I'm just going to do a little more shading before then. Oh, yeah. Like, it's easy to come up with ideas. It's easy to plot stories. It's easy to get excited. It's hard to actually do it. Especially when they're like massive ideas, like a movie idea, as opposed to just a little comic. Because like it's like, yeah, I got this fully planned. I want to do this. It'll be great. I can't do this on my own. I mean, I have... Did I paint on the wrong layer? No, okay. But I have movies that I've scripted out that I can't make just because I don't have the people. But I have full-on movies that are scripted. And I have the scenes planned, I have the shots planned, I have the effects planned, I just can't do them because I don't have enough people. Which, meh, it sucks. Ooh, I'm like getting cramps here. This is not enjoyable. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I've got art that I started working on the other day that's like completely unrelated to any of my current projects, and it's just like, this is a cool thing I want to draw, because this is cool. And then my other billions of unfinished projects are sitting there going, Father, finish us, please! And I'm going, yeah, I'll come back to it. And then I never come back to it. Oh god. But yeah, this is why I try to work, well, this is why I try to work with other people, because then I've got other people keeping me accountable. Then I've got other people going, hey, so did you do that thing you said you were gonna do? Or are you still working on that thing you said you were gonna work on? And I go, shit, I have to work on it. Because now there's people counting on me. Now there's people that know about it. When it was just in my head, nobody knew, so I could stall as long as I wanted. But now there's witnesses. So I feel like it's not a foolproof, there's a fly, hello. It's not a foolproof way to do things, but it certainly helps when you're working with other people, at least in my experience. I think I'm actually going to try and work on some of the projects I've been like slacking on when I hop off stream. Maybe. It depends on if the motivation remains after I say this once I turn the camera off, because there's a high chance I'll hop off stream and then I'll just start playing video games. Oh man, yeah. No, I totally get that. And it's hard because liminal spaces are fun and it's the new exciting idea that you want to do. But then the old idea is like, are you gonna finish me? And you're like, yeah, I'll get back to you once I finish this new cool idea. And then the problem is that you get a new shiny idea while you're still working on the current new shiny idea, so you don't finish the original new shiny idea, you hop to the next one, and then the project that came even before that doesn't get finished. It's like, it's hard. It's really hard. It's difficult. Oh man, yeah, I know. I'm very guilty. Like, I do not control the motivation as much as I would love to. Like, I have a medication I'm on, which is to make my brain work, and it does. Like, it allows me to actually like stream. But the problem is that like, it gets the brain working. It doesn't control what the brain focuses on. That's an issue. Because I can't control what the brain focuses on either. Oh god, yeah. I feel that. I mean, I've got like journals out the wazoo I should work on. But do I? No. Although, to be fair, that is also partially because I have so many journals to work on that, like, it's a lot for one person. I should have delegated. But did I? No. Delegation is something I struggle with because I have story ideas and I want to work on story ideas. And I want to work with people, but it's also like, I want it to be the idea, and if I delegate, everyone has a slightly different vision of what it is. So if I delegate, are they going to understand what the idea was, or am I going to have to handhold, or like what's going on? So I have to learn that it's okay if people have other ideas. I have to remember that this is a team project, not just a me project. It's hard. No, it's okay. I mean, like, I know they're sitting there, they haunt me. I sit here and it's like, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, and then I don't. But, yeah. I always like this song too. I don't know, like, I don't know what Dave Mustaine. Well, no, I do know what Dave Mustaine was drinking, but whatever he was drinking, it made for some excellent music. Hey, it's okay. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a lot of ideas. You just have to write them down so you don't forget them, because that's where I struggle, because I get a billion ideas and then I forget to write them down. It's a trap. You always gotta remember to write your things down, or you'll have a cool idea and you'll forget to write it down, and then you'll forget the idea, and it's like, no. I mean, we got some shading done on this, so that's good. But yeah, this is In My Darkest Hour by Megadeth. Honestly, I feel that. I've actually had in the past couple days 2 ideas for 2 brand new habits, and it's like, no, don't do it, Cass. You already have like 30. You don't need more. And my brain goes, well, what if I made it anyway? But what if I do it because it's good? It's a fun, tasty new idea. You like fun, tasty new ideas, don't you? And I go, yes, but I can't keep doing this. I need to focus on the old ideas too, or I'm never going to do them. It's difficult. It's a forever puzzle. Cramp? Hello? Sorry, I just like keep getting cramps. Yeah. I mean, like, I know that with this big story that I'm working on and off on with everybody, like, I know you keep saying season 2, but like, what's gonna happen is a lot of characters are gonna get killed off. But the story doesn't end. The story goes on further, like a good bit further. So there would need to be more characters to fill in for the ones who get killed. So it does make sense to make more. But it's also, I need to focus on the current ones because they're the ones currently in the story. Like, I have to use what I got before I start making more. And it's not like this is coming up fast or anything. I got time. Again, it's the forever problem of the ooh, new shiny idea. I'm like a bird. I'm like a crow when it comes to ideas. I love the new shiny idea. Then I forget about the old shiny idea. It's not shiny anymore. Yeah. I mean, I've been like tactically neglecting some of my characters, because some of them don't come into the story I've got going until way later, so I don't actually have to focus on them right now. But it's also like, there are characters that are here right now that I need to stop neglecting. My poor sons, my poor daughters. They need attention. But that's a problem for later, Cass. Right now, Cass is busy. I heard a notification. I will look over in 1 second. I'm just fixing this singular pixel. Okay. Yeah. People sure do be posting stuff in the server. Well, I say the server. I don't mean the Twitch server because, well, the Twitch server is a different server away from my actual server. But people do be posting stuff. So, I'm going to save because it's been a while. And you always got to save. You got to save like you're paranoid. Because if you don't, the one day you forget to save is the day your file corrupts. We do a little goof. Let's switch back to Big Cam here because we're gonna wrap up. it's been a good stream. It went very quick. Like, I guess I got yapping and I got excited and then the stream just flew by. But, man, this felt like a really short stream. I know it wasn't, but it felt like it. It felt like I was only here for an hour. I'm glad the stream was fun today. And hey, we got a new person. We got a new friend. So that's cool. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. It was good hanging out with y'all. Hang out with y'all later. I don't know what I'm gonna play for Saturday. I'm gonna play some game for Saturday. Maybe it'll be Silksong, maybe it'll be Dredge. We'll see. But I'll see y'all on Saturday. So, sayonara.